Anyway, so bro, just on Crawford, because this is where we should spend some time. Yeah. I watched a video recently and it was his mum talking, and you know, then people put the wicked montages together. His mum was talking. His mum said, look, grew up, and his mum said, I told him he ain't gonna be shit. Yeah. Yeah, who are you? Because dad said he's gonna be world champ, this, that, and the other. Then he goes, his mum was like harsh parenting. He's had some harsh. His mum said she'll pay people $10 if she could beat up her son.
Yep.
Brother, I said, and she couldn't pay anyone because he was whooping everybody, bro. You see that story, yeah? You already, to walk into, and now it makes more sense because you see the hard sparring. Sometimes people look at, when we finally do comedy shows on the mainstream, they haven't seen the years in the Emmys of the performing for the man them, performing in them shows where I've built up, I'm ready for this moment. You're thinking, right, how's he gonna manage under the lights? That these lights are not the lights that have been affecting me, because I've been in rooms where people are like, I dare you to make me laugh. Now you lot want comedy. I've been where, are you with me? So when we flip it to a boxing aspect, you have a guy that's grown up in Omaha, like in the sticks, like it's rough, yeah? And his mum has paid people to try and whoop him. Going into the Raiders Stadium, with that many fans, you can go in there with the guitar and play their music and be like, I'm here to cause disruption because you don't understand the iron that I am, when you talk iron sharpens iron, I'm sharper than you could imagine. Like, if you look get hurt on just looking at me, handle with care type thing. This is what he is. So it's his story. When I'm looking at them videos, I'm saying, this has been well built up from scratch. This wasn't something that we kind of started working on before. The groundwork had been there the whole way. His wrestling background, everything has led him to this point to mash my man up and mash up everyone else that comes in front of him. It's crazy. I can't understand, bro. For $10, imagine your mum saying, "Whoop him."
And you know what's mad to me is seeing the response on social media. Naturally, we're in a different era of parenting and communication and feelings and all those things. I've seen a lot of people get into their bag of just like, this is not good parenting. And I think to myself, see, this is the part where we have truly difficult conversations, because it's like, greatness in the way that we've seen it stand the test of time, usually is the result of some difficult moments. You understand? Like Michael Jackson. Obviously, these are extreme examples, but that guy set records that can't get touched today. Terrence Crawford is showing to be completely different to the man, then, bro. He's gone from 147 to 168 as if he's always been there. He's letting you know, I don't care about this guy being a big dude, bro. What are you telling me? I could really get it cracking with him. If he's number one, watch me be number one. That mindset comes from those crazy memes, that pressure makes diamond type vibe. And it's like, obviously, you start to get into the thing and probably say, maybe you need some therapy as a result. But either way, he became Terrence Crawford.
You watched him. I never forget him being in the biggest fight. This is Errol Spence, and then cussing the Charlos
after
inside.
Mid-fight.
Mid-fight, not after, mid-fight. And I remember what the Charlos were like when they first arrived. Not like they were the original Lions. Are you with me? When you're talking about like they came in Lion regalia, bro. Like that was their look. And he cast the net. We should have known from that time when he had the net thing on his shorts as well. But then he cast the net and he said, I'm fishing. And when people that cast the net, they can catch anything. So whoever gets caught in this snare, we're dragging it into the boat. And you have to understand that was Canelo, that was Charlo, that is anyone. That's mad. Like literally, like anyone that wants to get caught in this net will get these hands. And you finally seen a guy that said, look, I'm now, because we had the pound for pound conversation. I think that's an interesting one, right? I am that guy though. Like for sure. If you're talking about the pound for pound list, I don't mind if you have him 1 or 2. Do you know what I'm saying? He's one or the other. Like some people have him 1. That's cool. I think when I do play back, I look at both the who he's for. Errol's a great name. I don't care what anyone says. You can't tell me Errol's cold. Yeah, he was cold, and he met him. Yeah, and Canelo's a great name. Facts. Now, when I go, and then he met him, right? Then I go with what Usyk's done. Usyk, Fury was a great name. AJ's a great name, and Dubois beat AJ. And we can say however it went, but that shit happened. And then everyone in the UK that he's put up against him, he's massacred. Then let's not even talk about, we ain't even bringing up his cruiserweight. He done what he needs to do at cruiserweight as well. This is why, for me, I would say probably just edges it. But then I think Crawford could have one more fight. Go ahead.
Let's do this, yeah. So obviously, LSU called in, made a good point in terms of the pound for pound thing being a case of, if they were all the same size, we have to match them up and say, okay, who would win the fight if they were all the same size? Which is why, for the most part, heavyweights struggle to make these lists, because you man are the biggest. So now we're having to use imagination to make these guys compete with you, right? Yeah. So if you say Canelo as an opponent, as the most difficult opponent either one of them have faced, if they were all the same size, does Canelo Alvarez beat a Tyson Fury at the same size? Does Canelo Alvarez beat a Dubois at the same size? Does Canelo Alvarez beat an AJ, an Errol Spence?
I don't know if that's fair.
Because obviously,
it doesn't. The variable that it doesn't help the heavyweight in this.
No, it doesn't help the heavyweight because we have to shrink him down. But what I'm saying is, I'm doing that with their opponents, right? In terms of skill set. Now, naturally, I'm going to say that the heavyweights, they're never going to be as skilled as the smaller guys, as far as their attributes, the things they can do in the ring. The smaller guys are always going to have more skills. So if in the pound for pound equation, we've made them all the same size, the heavyweights get wiped off the thing.
I like the variable of, does a smaller Canelo, does a smaller Usyk, how does he measure up? Same weight class Usyk versus same weight class Crawford. How does that one? I believe that this is not, he don't fight like a normal heavyweight Usyk. He reminds me of someone that he's got great in-ring IQ. Yeah. Good footwork, can counter punch, and can go on there aggressive. And he's got an engine on him. See, he's got his punch output can be high. So then I don't have him fighting Crawford and it being, well, he's just Crawford's the better boxer type vibe. That's where it gets. That's why I find it interesting, because if you use the variable that you're using, then you can definitely say, all them man, you know what's going on with those other guys, and it goes more so in the other fighter's favor, the smaller man's favor. But with this fighter alone, he's a hybrid of a heavyweight, or maybe he's a throwback of what we had back in the day, where they are that skilled and they can move that good, and they can do things that we never imagined them doing. This man has power. We said that he stepped up in weight, and he's point I'm making things that we talk about Crawford.
The point I'm making isn't, I'm saying the degree of the skill that they are facing when they walk into the ring to fight their opponents. The degree of difficulty that someone like Crawford is facing when he's going there with the opponents he's gone in there with, versus the skill sets that we see from AJ, Fury, and Dubois, it's not in the same conversation. Now, obviously, because they're negating size factors, that changes everything, because the power is just a different level.
And that can be...
that's valuable, because it can close the fight at any moment, at any point, on any given... You know what I'm saying?
Any moment.
Whereas I think there's, the argument that you fight for is that Crawford and the man are negating a high level amount of skill. Like Bivol and Beterbiev was a high level of display of boxing, and there's power in that element. So for me, it's like, because they're a good mix.
There's a problem with it, though. There's a problem with, and that's why the problem, because I think of what I use is Fabio Wardley versus his last fight. What's that guy's name again? The comment section will remind me.
Honey.
Justice Honey, yeah?
Mahoney, yeah.
Justice gave him that work. Yeah, skill, elite. Yeah, he was beating him up. And just in that devastation moment, yeah, no matter who you are, you have to be able to have the skill to avoid that power shot that can come at any point of the fight. And that's against what Usyk when fighting AJ, when fighting Dubois, maybe when fighting Fury, because Fury showed a little bit of power at times in his career, right? Is that you have to be switched on, because that one shot can change everything. Kind of like what happened to AJ with Ruiz. That one shot, fight was on his head. Are you with me? So when we talk about it's
Well,
such
I think it's the same stakes.
powerful variable to leave out.
It was similar stakes for Crawford in there with Canelo.
True.
If Canelo managed to lane clean, we quickly see.
Well, he
difference.
did, and he couldn't, and he's just strong.
No, I'm talking like how you see how Dubois landed on AJ from the beginning, that round one shot. If Canelo had one of those on Crawford, he's not bouncing that off. There's no way. He's not shrugging that one off.
I'm gonna say, do you know what now? Yeah,
on the button. Anyone get hit on the button?
Yeah,
the way Dubois
did. Put him in the realms of a Torma of we haven't seen him take a crazy power shot from somebody. And we thought this was gonna be. I thought Crawford was gonna. This was gonna be the time where he takes the, like from a banger and let's see what happens. Because of how great he is, we're probably not gonna see that shot, or someone's not gonna have that time to lace that one.
Don't get me wrong. He landed. I'm just saying there's levels to landing. Where what AJ let Dubois get off on him in that first round stayed with him for the whole fight. That was a perfect shot on the button. I'm saying Canelo got to land that on Crawford. He's going down, or he's dancing, because that's just that's the shot in boxing on the button. No one's built to just take one of those. You just do your best to make sure you don't take one of those. So what I'm saying is the stakes. Yeah, they live for it, bro. That's their shit, bro. Fucking lean in. But
and what's his name, bro? Pre Fabio, I'll say the juggernaut, bro.
Yeah,
he could have taken one of those.
Easy.
There's two. I'm saying there's a couple fighters that, because even my man one recently, Hugovic took one of those super ones from, you know what I mean? Like it's risky though. No one can live a career living like that.
But this is the thing of me saying the stakes are similar for them, even though they're smaller. And I personally think Crawford is at number one. I think the skill in the opponent that he's had to go up against, like these guys are not the most skilled heavyweights that we're up against. They're just big. So, it's a debate for people to have. I don't know if I'm right per se.
It's one of those, but it's lovely that look where he is, because when we talk about Usyk, he's in that room. Crawford in that room. You know what I mean? Bro. Now we're talking about you with the elites, not with the elites. And when we talk about these, we're now the elite of our era is Usyk, Crawford, Inoue,
Bivol.
Yeah. That's them. That's the man that have cemented this era and said, "Hey, you man, we're here. This is what we did."
But even still, I put Usyk and Crawford just a bit separate to the rest of them, man. There. Like, not
from Bivol, you're separating from Bivol.
Yeah, I do. I think Usyk and Crawford are there's a distance. There's a little distance between them. Not like mad.
If you do that thing though, if you do that skill thing, same skill argument with the variables that you was using, does it still count the same? Would you, when you talk about the difficulty, remember when you're talking about what the heavyweights? So what Bivol was met?
I'm not talking pound for pound anymore. I'm talking on career.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, them two they get to have a bit of space between him and Bivol. Whilst Bivol has done sick with the Undisputed team, like what them men have done is
what Bivol did. Who beat up Canelo worse?
It's hard to tell, because you have to give Canelo grace for being at 175, even though he got beat. Whereas with Crawford, it's like, I'm at home. I've not been rehydrated. I'm really comfortable, bro. I'm even offended. I'm even offended that you're here.
Absolutely mad. It's actually, bro. Yeah, you know what? Fair play to both fighters, man. Again, Canelo's career, it is what it is. It's been a good one. He's done well for boxing. He's been the face of boxing for a very long time.
Hey, hold on though. Have you watched the fight back since?
I've watched a couple rounds. I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched it, see on Netflix in it. So I watched a couple rounds. I didn't finish it.
Cool. I want you to watch it back because I need to hear the way you was going on the stream. We gotta walk that shit back, bro.
No, we're not walking it back. I promise you, we're not walking it back. Because do you know why I still stand by the fact of, yes, those were shots on the arm, but we knew from the beginning. It's like if you go to a restaurant and they make this food and you say, why are they making it like that? Bro, that's how they've always made it like that. And they've scored points and won rounds like that. They've always put out that dish. How do we talk about beating him? Break the arm off. He just arm wouldn't break. Stand by it. Nah. I stand by it. Honestly, I stand by it, bro. Don't go to a restaurant and say make it differently. You make that meal. That's the meal you make.
Nah, I'm standing by it. You know what? I'm gonna clip up the takes. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna because don't let me get petty. I'll go back and say when he lands a shot and then Travis says nothing.
All right.
And then all I'm doing is saying, look at me acknowledging shots from all across. Because I want Crawford to win. That was the killer. I was in there wanting Crawford to win.
This guy's in there talking about all punches matter. Big man, I'm telling you, he weren't getting nothing off, bro.
Oh, and I say, hey, listen, in there, you know them ones that I wish I was petty enough to go back and
go through the whole stream. It's too long, bro. It's too long. It's 6 hours, bro.
If I was that person, you know, there's some people that are created for this earth to go and say at this point, 2-minute point. You have the timestamp as well.
Bro, if Crawford was a content creator, he'd be doing that.
Yeah.
Pull up to pod with the guitar. Pull up to pod with the guitar.
Bro, there's some of my favorite content creators that do, because when we had the Drake and the Drake Kendrick battle, you know the people that broke down the video and said at this point in this minute, he referenced this and this goes back to when he said this at this point, and this was when he said, and this is what this meant. Huh?
Brother, pardon? That's when you know you lot ain't listening to music. You lot are matrix numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.